just want to pivot slightly over to Chelsea. Why would Chelsea want Garnacho when you look at what they've got?
It is very interesting because, of course, they have so many options out wide. Pedro Neto hasn't really shown those numbers that he previously has shown at Wolves. But then you'd also argue Alejandro Garnacho isn't necessarily guaranteeing you those numbers either. So perhaps Chelsea are looking to continue a younger profile of player in their squad and probably fits their system a bit more, being an out-and-out winger. I think the question really is that Christopher Nkunku, and I'm sure we'll talk about him soon, but really does he unlock a lot of these transfers, because he's the one who's not playing all that much at Chelsea. We'll have to wait and find out, but I think there's a few wingers there that Enzo Maresca will want more production from.
OK, well, let's talk about Nkunku then, because he is a potential Manchester United target, though, although they will not meet Chelsea's £70 million valuation of the forward just yet. Again, this obviously could be something that happens straight after Garnacho if that deal goes through. Just want to get your thoughts on Nkunku, and how he would fit into the Manchester United system, to the Ruben Amorim
honestly,
system.
You couldn't write this. On a personal, listen, I'm so neutral. I have no idea why Chelsea want Garnacho. I'll be honest. They need a goalkeeper. They need help in midfield. So as a neutral, I have no idea why Chelsea would entertain 60 million north for Alejandro Garnacho, but that's a Chelsea issue.
Do you think Nkunku going the other way?
Nkunku going the other way,
better deal for United?
Nkunku going the other way has some pros and cons. The pros are he fits the system instantly better than Garnacho does. Him playing as a left 10 or a right 10, that's cash money for Nkunku. That's what he's made his career off. He's a very talented player. He's 27 years of age. He's in his prime. The problems are
Chelsea is actively pursuing the signings of both Xavi Simons and Garnacho. Despite these challenges, Chelsea's resolve has not wavered. The club maintains excellent relations with RB Leipzig, whose cooperation is vital in the progression of this deal, as well as with Manchester United, due to the complex transfer dealings involving Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea's management has been leveraging its positive reputation and constructive communication with the involved clubs to keep negotiations open and productive, even as they juggle multiple deals simultaneously. Speaking of Garnacho, his transfer is a critical piece of Chelsea's transfer puzzle. The 21-year-old Manchester United winger has reportedly agreed on personal terms with Chelsea, signaling his enthusiasm for the move to Stamford Bridge. Garnacho's preference to stay in the Premier League and join Chelsea enhances the likelihood of a swift transfer completion. Still, the deal's finalization rests on the agreement of a suitable transfer fee between Chelsea and Manchester United. Manchester United has valued Garnacho at approximately £50 million, a figure Chelsea views as somewhat high given market conditions and the late stage of the transfer window. Chelsea's negotiating strategy reportedly includes exploring various payment structures and creative offers, such as including player swaps, involving players like Nicholas Jackson or Christopher Nkunku, to reduce the cash amount payable. However, Manchester United has thus far resisted swap proposals, preferring a straight cash deal to reinvest into their squad, especially following their own major incoming signings, such as Benjamin Šeško.
Alejandro Garnacho.
January. Things have stepped up now. There's talks ongoing now between Chelsea and Manchester United, and this is a really important deal that United get right, because they've been really active in the transfer market in terms of bringing in players. Now the priority is selling players. Alejandro Garnacho would represent pure profit from a profit and sustainability perspective. Previously, they were looking for around 70-60 million pounds. I'm unsure they're going to get that right now because of a number of conditions. The fact he's been frozen out of the first team picture, he's not training with the first team squad. I know Ruben Amorim says he'll be reintegrated if there isn't the market value met by a club like Chelsea. But also Ruben Amorim said that Garnacho was looking for a new type of leader. He's looking for a new type of project. So you'd expect him to depart. Chelsea, yes, they have a number of wide players, but all these different wide players have a specific profile as well. We know Garnacho is a very, very talented player. Perhaps he needs the right manager and the right club. So I think this is a deal that could happen. Chelsea want to try and sign him before the end of this transfer window. I think he will depart before the end of this transfer window. I think he'll probably head to Chelsea as well.
And it's been a busy summer of player sales and incomings at Chelsea. The one man to keep an eye on over the next few weeks, though, is Nicholas Jackson, who has told the club that he wants to explore his options. The only issue is his valuation, which is quite high. Is that the big stumbling block for him leaving?
I think that'll be a huge stumbling block. He's got 8 years left on his contract, which is quite remarkable when you think about it. So if someone's got 8 years left on his contract, their value is so much higher. But he's young, he's 24 years old, but for Chelsea, they're looking at recouping around 80 to 100 million pounds. They're using Hugo Ekitike's move to Liverpool as a bit of a benchmark in terms of value. It's a player that's play in the Premier League, proven in the Premier League, but is he an 80 to 100 million pounds?
Xavi Simons transfer breakdown. Chelsea have agreed personal terms with Xavi Simons and are in advanced negotiations with RB Leipzig for a transfer fee around 50 to 60 million pounds, 60 to 70 million euros. Simons has 2 years left on his Leipzig contract and has made clear his preference for Chelsea. However, the deal has faced delays due to Chelsea needing to balance her squad and finances. UEFA has imposed transfer registration restrictions on